can't be afraid of the truth. Some people fight to be right but won't stand for what's right. Time to get from behind that screen and live unplugged.
Please welcome back to the stage the man who needs no introduction, Doug Wood.
Good morning, family. Becca, thank you. How many of you want to be Becca in your next lifetime? I do, but in this lifetime, we need to be ourselves. We need to operate in our strength, because you just saw someone who's been in the process and pursuit for 13 years to become her best version of her. But how we change the world is us, each and every one of us, staying in our lane. You know, I only do one thing really well, but I've done it over and over for 13 years, and you saw a little video of it yesterday. I put that phone in front of my face, and I speak to the dot. One of the bigger mistakes I see coaches make is they put their phone in front of their face and they start adjusting themselves before they'll even go live. And you're so adjusting yourself and finding the right filter that you psych yourself out and you won't even do it. But one thing that I heard a long time ago from Hank Norman was, don't look at yourself, look at the dot. Because that's connection. That's eyeball to eyeball. And that's what we are. Another thing, until you've done 3 to 5 years of videos, or if it's a connection video, try to avoid wearing sunglasses. I know it looks really cool, but is the video about looking cool, or is it being in service of others? Trust is built in the eyes. I'm gonna need a clicker. My bad, I probably should have told you. Let's dive into it. They gave me 15 minutes. I wanna know who the producer of this whole show is. My goodness, the guy who figured this all out gives me 15 minutes on Saturday morning. I'm gonna have to beg him for 29. We'll see if the Godfather. Oh, there it is. That's pretty cool, huh? Thank you, Lord. Or should I say thank you, Jeff and Phil? Full spectrum, here we are. Full spectrum of an Optavia leader. Apologize for having my back, but I can't look down while you're looking up. Take a peek at this. Survival, relationships, and self-worth. When Doug and Thea came into Optavia 13 years ago, we had a need. We had a need. Coach Burt talks about money changes hands when problems are solved. I didn't have any money, and I had big problems. Can we relate? Right? Our clients often come to us, we don't have any money, and we have a problem. And the ones who want it, we help them get serious about what they really do want and help them get into action. So most of us come to Optavia in survival in one of the key areas of life. Body, mind, or financial. Mind, spirit, right? I had a body need, 70 pounds overweight. I had a massive financial need, being $250,000 in unsecured credit card debt. I was in survival. T and I were not even living paycheck to paycheck. We were living the next 2 weeks is already spent in our mind and trying to figure out what credit card's gonna get the minimum and which ones we're gonna skip. Okay, we came to Optavia saying, gosh dang it, did they already send me that premiere? I don't need food yet. And we move out that premiere, right? And we get mad at it, and then we're like, we ran out of fuelings, and we're like, ah! And we're living this, and then we start making a couple $1,000s in Optavia, and then we can't afford our premiere, or we can't go to an event that's actually gonna help us increase our income because we're over here starting to spend all of our survival money. Because we haven't had income in so long, all of a sudden you get a breath of fresh air, you sign up 10 clients, Nick Johnson pays you like 4 days later, you're like, oh my gosh. By the way, did you guys see Comp posted yesterday? How many of y'all got blessed for your work in February? Some of you guys are like, wait a minute, they pay us? You're gonna log into that, hey Dan, have you checked your Optavia pay lately? Is it looking okay? Do you have an okay February? Dan said he's okay. Because he's been doing the work. But so we come in survival, and what happens is we come to events like this and we decide, are we just gonna live in survival, or what I like to say, broke at a higher level? Because Doug and Thea came in making $36,000 a year owning a furniture store in 2008, because that's how luxurious owning a furniture store was in 2008. All right, we lived on the bare minimum, so we come in and we started making $2,000 a month, and we started living on $2,000 a month plus our $3,000 a month from the furniture store. Are you seeing where I'm going? So we were in what we call the rat race, chasing the next paycheck, because we were just starting to look at, we were buying puppies, okay? We were buying puppies. I mean, in the olden days, people used to say, oh, don't get a tattoo, that's an income limiter. Today, it's like, you'll probably get a job if you have a tattoo. Now, the income limiter are puppies. I don't know why I'm on this puppy thing, because I love my little dog Buddy, but we should have never got him. But we did wait till we were presidential to buy Buddy. But still, it's like, I feel like he cost us 4 months of business. I'm like, Buddy! Yeah. Somebody let the freaking dog out. I'm on a Zoom. He's barking. Have you ever done that? Mute. Somebody get the freaking door. Oh. Tell me more. Tell me more. Amaya. Okay, so we're in survival we're living survival, what I call broke lifestyles. Okay, just with more zeros on the end. And you can make $200,000, $300,000, $400,000, $500,000 a year in anywhere in America, and some people are more fulfilled because they're living within their means on $40,000 a year than $400,000. So my challenge to you before we get into this talk, because this is a little bit my Doug Unplugged abundance talk. I don't even know what the title says in there. Leveling up something, leveling up yourself or your business. We'll talk about that too. As fast as you can, identify the number that you need to start creating independence. Do not get on the airplane today or tomorrow until you have that number identified. Get laser focused. We had to actually go home before they had, everything's on statements. We had to go home and actually add up the credit card debt and just say, we're a hot mess, but we're ready to do something about it. And we had to open up this drawer. We had a drawer in my office, and it was every bill I never wanted to know the actual number, because I couldn't do nothing about it. So we opened up the drawer, and we had a good cry. We had a good current reality as an acquired taste. Oh my gosh, I don't know if I'll ever acquire a taste for this. We were feeling pretty low that day, but more motivated than ever, because for the first time, we knew we had just sat in an audience and we had crystal clear clarity, and we had to move from survival into transformation and self-actualization, because we wanted to be in service to mankind. We were tired of making promises to missionaries overseas and then saying, hey, so sorry, or we wouldn't even send them anything anymore because we were so embarrassed. And they'd come back around to our church and they'd do their little visit, and I'd be like, hi, because I knew that I made a promise to them a year ago that I wasn't fulfilling. And you want to talk about self-worth, that stuff messes with you when you owe people money and you can't look them in the eye because you made a promise to them that you didn't fulfill. So as fast as you can, get yourself out of survival and get yourself sprint right through. And if you start growing, relationship issues are going to start coming. The family's going to start going, hey. Self-worth. Get yourself to where you can be in a service of mankind. Because what I like to live, the way I like to live, is when God says go, you don't have to check your bank account. You go. I know a lot of people praying, oh, God, use me, send me to the nations. Oh, but I need to write some support letters because I don't have any money to go to the nations because I haven't been taking care of my stuff while I'm on this soil. So I want to go over and impact other soils, but I'm not even literally fertilizing my own soil. All right, you guys have a good day. No. Now that I'm getting booed off of here. All right. Yesterday I talked about, did I just mess up my mic? Come fix me if I did. We take personal responsibility. We play above the line. We'll leave the line alone for a second. No, we won't. We'll touch it. Let's flirt with it, Adam. The line of blame, the line of shame, the line of woe is me. Gosh, well, you don't understand my situation. See, what you don't understand is some of you are still living in blame of somebody doing something or a business deal going wrong or not fulfilling college for the last 20 years, and you're still, that's such a defining moment that you haven't let it go. So until we break with the past, we cannot create the future. And so taking personal responsibility is saying, you know what? I know that person wronged me. I know my favorite person in the world is Jill, because she is my training, I have a training fake Jill. So we're gonna talk about Jill for a second. I know Jill owes you money. Get crystal clear, she's not gonna pay you. They're never paying you back. The money's not coming. I know that in family inheritance, I know what are the other stuff that I never got? I'm like, man, I wish my dad was rich and he would have left me what is it called? I would have been a trust fund baby. If I was a trust fund baby, I probably wouldn't be here today because I'd be out spending money that I did not earn. And so I was grateful that I didn't have a backup plan. See, Tia and I were in such a hot mess and such financial debt, but we knew we had frontline volume. We knew we had 6,001 frontline volume, and we're like, gosh dang it, they're gonna pay us $1,700. And those people just stood up and they kept standing and they kept standing. Did you see them? They weren't even that cute. And we had to, if they can do it, we can do it. But we had to start looking within and say, you know what? If it's gonna be, it's up to us. If it's gonna be, it's up to me. So taking personal responsibility is doing everything with oneself. Some people that have a hard time with personal responsibility put a lot of blame on their religion or God. Well, I'm just waiting for God. No, you're in the house of God. Stop questioning it. I mean, it exhausts me, the Christianese that I hear every single day. I've heard it all weekend, like, well, I'm just really praying. Well, why don't you pray, but why don't you actually start a conversation while you're praying? Send a prayer. All right, take personal responsibility. That was number 2. Here's the habits. If you didn't get a picture of them yesterday, you didn't write them down. Habits of transformational leadership. But I start every talk with personal responsibility. So now the sound man gave me 19 minutes. We're gonna go through these quick. Why are you guys huffing and puffing? I talked on them for 30 minutes yesterday. My favorite is number 2. Again, I don't live by these 6. But I think anybody who knows me can agree I live a lifestyle of number 2. Ask my wife, she knows everything about me. She doesn't like me taking personal responsibility. She's like, can I complain for a half a second? I'm like, yes, you get a half a second. Or sometimes we do need to go have a good cry for the inheritance didn't come. We got screwed on the divorce. It sucks. Let's face it, life can suck sometimes. Are we gonna embrace the obstacle as the way? This is a defining moment for some of you right now. This weekend is a defining moment. This might not be. All right. Here's some ways that Doug and Tia live in our business. So you can take a picture, then we'll talk about it. The next, I think I have 10 slides. I'm gonna lay out exactly how Tia and I'm not even gonna justify how unboastfully I am, because we live and we've created the culture of our organization just like this. You can apply it, you can say Doug doesn't know what he's talking about. All right, scoreboard. There comes a point, if I want to grow my business, that I must ask myself, am I gonna keep doing Optavia? Oh, I didn't do a post today. I didn't do my 3x. Okay, we need to stop even saying 3x3x3. That is like bare minimums. 3 conversations a day will not get you anywhere. It might get you a little where. Senior coach-ish. 3 posts a day, talking my language, kinda. 3 new friends, okay. It's gonna take like 20 posts. But you ain't doing Optavia, are you being? The first time I got tested, I told you yesterday, hey, what do you do, Doug? I'm like, well, I'm a health coach. I lost 69 pounds, and I own a furniture store. Gosh, I was still kicking the tires, still holding on to the new, and I'd be like, you know what? I'm a health coach. I can't tell that story, but I was on a golf course a few weeks ago with a pro golfer and a pro baseball player. And they're like, I knew it was coming, and one other guy. I'm like, so Doug, what do you do? I'm a health coach. Because I can Google both of their incomes, right? I'm a health coach. I'm like, you know what? I help people change their world. I help people change their life. And I did. 13 years in this business, I had a moment on the golf course of feeling insecure because of what they do. Guess what? They're on contract. Their money might end tomorrow if they have an injury. I'm on residual, baby. I'm on residual. I'm changing the world. I'm not on contract. So I had to start owning my zone and say, you know what? I changed the world. I'm partnered with an amazing program called Via, and we're impacting this world, starting with personal responsibility. For a lot of people, it starts in their physical health. But you know what? For me, it's been my spiritual health and my physical and my financial. Do you know of anybody that wants to level up in their life? Because that's what my wife and I do. And we're fiercely passionate about it. Abundance, my favorite word. Let's read it together. Read it with me. Am I at the point in my coaching journey that not one client or coach starting or quitting or transferring will determine my success? Now, for all you English teachers out there, I typed this at 4 o'clock this morning. And I didn't have someone to do my punctuation. So if it's off, guess what? While you're picking apart my punctuation, I'm out signing up all your clients. Because I'm not focused on the details. I'm focused on the people. Now, don't get me wrong. I need to clean up my stuff sometimes. My Facebook post, Instagram is a hot mess because I'm making it happen so fast because my heart's beating because I feel like somebody needs this. If so, I've made the decision to live where I am the only reason whether or not I'm successful. That's a big one. That's a big one. We'll talk about transfers in a minute. When I choose abundance, I know that my coach is a resource and never excuse. I've already asked a few of you this week, and a lot of you come up, and I'm like, oh, really, where do you live? How long have you been in the business? And I'm like, you didn't get 2 inches into your story, and you're like, well, my coach isn't here. Oh, you poor puppy dog, you. You're so abused. They did a post on Facebook, you saw it, somehow you got plugged into the community, and you're here. Some of you need to actually, and this is where I'm gonna get unplugged, because the lack of gratitude for your health coach just because you guys aren't in cahoots all the time is disgusting. I send a text to this man at least once a month. And I just say, thank you, Calais, because I didn't know. He led me to the program. 3 weeks into the journey, him and his wife got divorced. It was a messy divorce. We even got dragged in a little bit of it, but he led me to Lisa Castro. I got the music. It's time to shut it down. He led me to a health and hope night. He invited me to someone's house and said, Doug, I'm going through a rough season, but here's somebody who could possibly help you. I think you'd be inspired. He led us to the community, and that was all he needed to do. He was the guide, not the hero. Nor did he block me from like, no, you don't, your support team is too busy. No. I know they say to reach out to your whole support team, but I'll be your front person. Yeah, because it's all about you. Am I stepping on toes yet? But if you have toes to step on, we need to get a sledgehammer out, step on them more. Man, I'm so thankful for this guy. Calais Byer, if you're listening, or you ever see this video, thank you. I know right now you're probably, I don't even know, he's still, on paper, he's still my coach. He's actually told me a few years ago I'm his only premier order a month. And you know what? T and I place a $700 order a month when we don't even need the fuelings. Why? Because we support the system that feeds us. Well, Doug, does he support you? Yes, he posted on Facebook one time 13 years ago. He did his job. And you know what? He deserves to get paid for it the rest of his life. This business is built on your story and other people's story and passion that we share it with. This was already in here. I made some changes this morning. I'm gonna move on. I talked about this yesterday. Will talk about it today. You're gonna hear from a man later. The world needs our voice. Needs your story. Needs your story of gaining back the 40 pounds and making a decision at Level Up that enough is enough and who wants to come and see. I know how to lose weight, but what I didn't do the first time as a health coach is keep it off. Who wants to re-lose this weight with me, and we'll learn how to keep it off together. That post would be so real and so transparent to all your past clients and your current clients and your Facebook today. But then you're like, well, but what are people? If you're still thinking what people are gonna think, y'all might as well head to the pool. Well, that's small. Clearly that was at 4 o'clock this morning. Must not be that important, Josh. Relationships, not that big of a part of this business, right? It's just relationships. We can move through that one. I can't even read it on my teleprompter. That's funny. I don't need to. People go where there's relationship. What does that mean? It means that just because they didn't place a premiere this month, or they cancel their premiere in 3 weeks, and you haven't texted them in 3 weeks, they cancel their premiere like, hey, Jill. Hey, girl. Hey, girl. Hey, girl. Hey, I see you. Well, why didn't you care to even say hello to her like the last 3 weeks? But the premiere, you're like, ah. You get all weird. T and I have 2 boxes. They're in the friend zone, the love box, or the client. And most of them are in both because we love and care about everyone. But some people don't need a coach. They need a friend again. What was your relationship with this person before they became a client and a coach? Well, they must not want it anymore. Well, they probably don't because they don't want you obsessively asking for their map when their daughter is going through cancer and you have no clue what's going on because they haven't put it on Facebook. And you're like, she doesn't want it. So you tag 42 times, training tonight, training tonight, training tonight. And it's like, whoa, like, why don't you just like send a little video? I left my phone up there. Lindsay, it's been a while. Just thinking about you and Tim. I know Alabama's lonely sometimes, but I miss you. I believe in you. No, that's true. It is. This gal's made a new home in Alabama. And the first season down there was lonely. She left her community to expand and to grow. So sometimes she might not need a coach. She just needs Doug to be like, hey, I know what's going on. So people go where there's relationship. People go where there's follow-up. Coach Burt talks about this yesterday. Go where there's follow-up. I think Coach gives me more credit for following up than I actually did. But I think here's what I did do right. I was always in his corner. I was always just saying, what's up, Coach? I see you in Mexico. You and Natalie doing an event down there? What's up? If you don't know how to get in hold with the person you want to help, text their assistant. Eric, what's up, Coach? What's Coach doing? Mike, what's Coach doing? Natalie, how's your husband? We're attacking them on all angles. Tia, send Natalie flowers. That's actually not true. Tia does that on her own because I'm the one who never sends flowers. Just ask Tia. I'm still working on that one. She's giving me grace. I remembered on Valentine's Day, though. Joking. Well, I did do that, too. But people go towards follow-up, obsessive follow-up. Not, do you want to start a program? Do you want to start a program? Follow-up is, hey, taking a picture today with palm trees in your background. Or down here on the beautiful fountains. I'm in this crazy place in Phoenix. I've been here all for the last 3 days. I can't quit thinking about you. I'm changing the world, and I know you're a world changer. We should partner together someday. Leave it open. You matter. I'm thinking about you when I'm here. Number 3, people go where there's consistency. People go where there's trust. You're like, oh, these are really good words. I've built my business on them. Because I'm not the most flamboyant coach, and I'm definitely a horrible health coach. I'm a better business coach than I am health coach. Self-admitted. But people can never question if I care. You probably ain't gonna get a call Monday between 2 and 4. That's my client support hours. I'm like, oh crap, I missed their freaking call. It's Tuesday morning, I'm falling in, I didn't do client support today. I'm okay because I've embraced the structure. Becca's taught me that, reciprocal mentorship. People know my passion is there and I care about them. People go where they're not a number in the system. And people go where there are results. I had somebody I get a lot of you huffy and puffy sometimes. Like, hey, Doug. You get the little sassy walk. I can just feel it in the text. Somebody signed up my client. Like, hold on, you own them? What makes them your client? Well, I've dripped on them like 40 times, and she liked my post one time, and I DM'd her and she didn't respond to me 42 times, but I had her on my 17 list like Thea wrote down. And then the first thing I do while they're explaining this, or it's a voice text, and I'm like, oh gosh. Because I made a decision, not one client or coach ever determines my success. This person clearly hasn't. Because my business will really blow up when my pastor is my billboard. No, your business will blow up when you admit that pastor is never gonna do the program, or it's gonna be 10 years, and he'll be like your 42nd ED line when he does become a coach. In the meantime, you're gonna go over here and focus on who needs you. See what I'm saying? So I'll get these text messages. So I go and look at their Facebook, and I haven't seen a post like in 4 days, 5 days. And half the times I know the other coaches are like, I saw they signed up with Jill. I go and look at Jill, and Jill's just like, Facebook Live, before and after, Instagram story, TikTok reel. I'm gonna tell you right now, I wanna do business with a professional health coach, not a professional TikToker every once in a while. You see what I'm saying? Like, if I'm gonna buy a house, I'm gonna find a professional real estate agent that's gonna go in there, not the part-time stay-at-home mom that's just like, oh, I'm kinda doing real estate. That's cute, good for you, but I'm not willing to give you my biggest investment. I'm not gonna put my business in the hands of amateurs, nor am I gonna put my health in the hands of a part-time health coach. Don't get me wrong, I think it's good to be accountable with our friends and our family, like, hey, I can coach you, but no, if big-time people wanna work with big-time people, and you don't have to be an IPD, be a big-time people. A big-time person is a person in action. Coach Burt talks about constant movement. Crap, I'm so far behind. All right, let's go through these. Abundance and wellness credits. Are you investing back into your business? Okay? You're like, man, this event's awesome. Good, you should come to convention. Yeah. Sign up now. Like, if you've been paid recently, then invest into your future. Put seed money into your future crops. Abundance in my PV order, I talked about that. But Doug, stop with the buts. The complaining exhausts me. Abundance in my integrity. Abundance in sponsoring. Julie covered that, and Dan and all of them yesterday really, really well. Abundance and not coaching somebody else's client. Hey, Jill. Jill reached out to me. Jill's not getting the support she needs from Nate. Oh my gosh. Poor Jill, right, Leslie? Jill's just, he's never there for me. He's so busy. I just need someone more local in my community. Oh. They have health and hopes, and they don't. Are you gonna go over and mix up their brownie for them too? I mean, let's just do it all. Let's put their Optavia brownie in a baby bottle. You know, like. So years ago, I used to be like, we don't accept transfers and we don't believe in transfers, and just for the record, T and I don't. However, I know why clients want to transfer now, because they need someone that's actually gonna be supporting them in consistency. You're like, Doug, you're kind of talking out of both sides of your mouth. No, I'm actually not. People follow people, not who they signed up with 4 years ago and haven't done jack crap for them yet or lately. Okay, but then there's other people that people just need to follow the program. And you need to stop being a hero and trying to save everybody because you saw them on the client page really struggling. No, send a DM to that other coach and say, hey, looks like Jill needs some extra support. Talk to your Fibble about this if you want. Creating abundance in your business. Here's where we're gonna wrap up. Where are my abundance standards? Nick talked about it so well. T and I wondered why we hated the end of the month so much. It's because our benchmarks was on 6,000 in frontline volume. We wondered why we were on and off FIBC for 10 months, 12 months, because we set our goals on 5 senior coaches. It's amazing when you have 5 The next month you will have 4. Because senior coaches are either moving forward or backwards. They do not stay 5 points or 1 point or 5 clients forever. One of their clients will cancel. Just count on it. So go more than enough. I should do a stay standing, but I don't have time. Maybe Kevin will later. If I was to have all the Fibbles stand up and say how many senior coach and ED lines you have. I know what the Valentines are, and it's just a lot. It's more than 5. It's more than 10. It's more than 15. It's more than 20. Oh, Doug, are you talking senior coaches or EDs? EDs. Yeah. Hold on, are you saying they're double presidential? Yeah, so are the Tinters. I just outed them. Amazing when we don't build on minimums. Tipping. If you're checking out of your hotel tomorrow or today, please go and leave a couple bucks on the bed. Hold on, people do that? Yes. You think those people come in and clean your room for free? By the way, this Dream City staff that's running this event, a lot of them are volunteers. Yeah. They bless us. One of the few churches in the valley will open up their building to us crazy folk. So you know what? If someone's working hard or you just feel so blessed, you want to come up here at the end of the event and drop some cash on the stage, let's bless these people. Like, start operating in abundance. It can start with $1. For some of you, it could be 10. Some of you, it could be a 20. The next person, it could be 100. Some of you, it might be a gift card. I'm just start making this a way of life and don't wait. Well, we're going to start tithing when we get to, no, you won't. I just put some fun ones up there. Literal people are always funny. And I'm sure people that run the money for like donation places or tithes for churches see checks come in. I mean, I think it's cool that anyone's tithing, first of all, and giving 10% back to any charity organization or wherever you're fed around the world. But I crack up because T and I used to write tithe checks for $122.21, because that's 10%. Not a penny more, not a penny less. You see what I'm saying? We're just like, what if we just rounded up? What if we just started with not being so literal? What if we, like when we're out to dinner, who had the cider ranch, 50-cent ranch? Like, why don't you just, if you can, pick up the check. Why is my business not growing? Your energy. Here's a better one. Why is my business not growing? Because of you. Because of the way you're just like looking at things so literal. Just open yourself to I believe, God's abundance and some of these principles, these new ways of living as Optavians, some of these hot sixers, start living by the hot six. And last but not least, what day am I reaching my previous month's rank? For the first 6 months, of every rank, we hit it on the last day of the month. And then the last day of the month. Enough to where Tia had to change her birthday because she hated the last day of the month. Her birthday is June 30th. And she would stay up till midnight. Aunt Susie, do you got another order? Who needs a $400 investment? 15 more scholarships. Because I haven't done nothing all month, and right now I want to hit my rank tonight, so I'm sounding really, really pushy and salesy. And then you're on the Health Coach Explorer the next day, and your person's like, well, I'm not really into sales. Oh, we're not sales. Yeah, your post last night was kind of salesy. I mean, anyway. Do we have anything left, or is that it? Oh, yeah. What is my next point rank? Oh, what does it say? What is my next point, rank, or income goal? Yeah, are we clear on that? Who's executive director and who's not above executive director, and who is executive director? What I'm saying is 5 points and you're not yet regional or national. Raise your hand. This is a proud moment. More hands. There's more here. Come on, raise them up. This is cool. Okay, you know what your next goal is? It's not regional. It's 6 points. Your next goal is 6 points. And then your next goal in April is 7 points. Then your next goal in whatever month is after that is 8 points. And then 9 points. And then it's time to put on your map FIBC. Now you might be able to do it sooner, But do you understand, in Optavian leaders, we've built a culture on only celebrating the first 5 ranks, and someone doesn't get celebrated for 8 months. Some of us high eyes, now I don't know why you would think I'm a high eye. There's nothing about me that screams high eye. We need celebrated. Yoo-hoo, Doug reached 6 points this month, ED. That's the same thing as going from director to ED, if you think about it, to 5 points, right? So why do we stop the celebration? And I'm asking Doug this too, like, Doug, why do you stop celebrating people? I need to build that into my structures and my habits to be rewarding people, because there's a big miss between ED and FIBC. Okay, so your next goal is a big point number or an income goal. And what is my next non-negotiable date to reach that next goal? This is Doug and Thea Wood, Global Directors, January 2012. We worked our tails off for this. But you know why we hit this? Because the month before, in December, we were regional directors. Now, I'm not saying regionals, you need to go global. It so happened. But we went to an event on December 1st and 2nd, me and Eric Hunsberger in Baltimore, Maryland. Honeyburger, where are you at? He's here, I don't know where he's at. Oh, there, yeah. So Hunsberger, we went out and saw Dr. A and Dan. And something awakened in me. And I said, I'm gonna go do the work, and we're gonna sponsor, we're gonna love on people, and I've been operating on minimums. Now, it just so happened in January, we went global, okay? And then the next month, so I'm adding points, we hit with 5 EDs. In February, we hit with 5, because it was a short month. But see, that's me blaming. But we still hit it. And in March, we hit with 6 EDs. And in April, we hit with 7. Because we made a decision on the first of the month, but we didn't get paid on it for 8 weeks. Remember this, your connect is a side effect of what you do today. Your connect on March 31st has everything to do with the post you do today. Your connect on the 31st of you ranking up or going from 5 points to 6 points has everything to do with the action you take from here. And last but not least, folks, whatever you do, take personal responsibility and play above the line.